What is going on, everybody? WeedleTwineedle here, and we are back again with an Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon Wi-Fi battle, and this one's going to be an overused tier battle. Hooray! We love OU! And this battle is going to be against Kelsey, somebody I battled off a Discord. Now, as you can see by my team, I'm using some pretty fun Pokemon. I'm also using some movesets you guys suggested for me to use, such as Weakness Policy Hawlucha, because Argon, the man himself, the man who has defeated both Hayden and Shofu, has requested me to use Weakness Policy Hawlucha, so of course I have to give in to Argon's demand. I was using Weakness Policy Pelipper because Come On College Boy from my Discord server has requested for me to use it, and he is like my bro, so of course I'm gonna give in to his demand. My opponent's team...
You seem to be having fun.
This is the overused tier, so we gotta have as much fun as humanly possible in the overused tier. So let's just hop right into this battle against Kelsey, as it's a very intense Wi-Fi battle. You guys are gonna really enjoy this one, that's for sure. So I decided to get off with my Ferrothorn, realizing that my Tapu Koko switch-in is Ferrothorn, so my opponent literally has no reason to not lead off with Tapu Koko, because I have like a semi-rain team, so Tapu Koko is definitely the safest lead by far. I do get the lead matchup correctly. I mean, it was pretty obvious what my opponent's going to lead with, so my opponent leads off with Tapu Koko, goes for Volt Switch on turn 1. Looking at that damage, he most likely is Choice Specs, so I'm not really too sure. I didn't really go out of my way to damage calc it, but I'm just going to assume that he is Choice Specs. I'm going to go for the Stealth Rocks here with my Ferrothorn because it's overused. This is how we overuse really up our Stealth Rocks as soon as possible. Well, I guess that's more of just competitive Pokemon, I guess, because like Stealth Rocks are just so good, so literally no reason to not click Stealth Rocks whenever you have the opportunity to. My opponent's going to Mega Evolve with the one Kick Man. Haha, I get it, because Mega Metacham 1 has everything with HJK. Funny meme, but I know my opponent's going to predict me to go for Protect because Ferrothorns commonly carry Protect, and since I have leftovers, you know, that would have been a nice read, and I do get the read correctly. Unfortunately, we get the 10% chance to be paralyzed because even though I made the right play, we do get punished for it. So yeah, that's kind of unfortunate, but not much we can do about that. As long as you don't get fully paralyzed, though, the paralyzed actually really doesn't matter because it just decreases my speed even more for a Jar Ball to do work. But now I'm going to pull out the Protect because I know my opponent's going to go for High Jump Kick now if he carries it, as he does go for High Jump Kick. And so yeah, the Mega Metacham's literally going to do absolutely nothing because of my incredible Ferrothorn outplaying. So that was some pretty good plays by my part. I'm not trying to stroke my own ego or anything, but hey, I was pretty proud about outplaying that Mega Metacham, that's for sure. Now in comes Bandor me, the Lando-T. And this Pokemon's pretty threatening because, of course, Landorus-T can run 18 different moves. That's a decent succession. I mean, they're never going to ban it unless it gets Roost. But hey, I mean, maybe one day Landorus-T will become Ubers. Maybe one day. But my opponent's going to go for the Stealth Rocks here. No reason not to. I brought in Pyukumuku, anticipating my opponent to I guess just anticipating anything because I could pretty much tank anything. And I was also expecting Stealth Rocks. So I'm able to bring in Pyukumuku against Landorus-T. And I'm pretty sure my opponent doesn't want to let this Landorus-T get poisoned because it appears to be a defensive set because he has leftovers. And most leftovers Landorus-T are usually bulky. I mean, I'm speaking from experience here. Landorus-Ts that are leftovers or Rocky Helmet are usually the bulky one. But now I'm gonna go for Mud Sport. Mud Sport. What? Mud Sport. Mud Sport. We're going to reduce electric type damage by 1/3 of its original power. So 1/3 of its power and electric terrain wears off. So now is the time to bring in Weakness Policy Hawlucha. Can we take a Specs Tapu Koko Thunderbolt? Well, it doesn't matter. My opponent goes for Volt Switch, and look at how little that did. Look at how little that did. We're able to activate
Our weakness policy
against a Specs Tapu Koko. Have you ever seen a Specs Tapu Koko be as useless as it was there? No. Only on WeedleTwineedle's channel will you see WeedleTwineedle outplay a Tapu Koko with Mud Sport. No one else, or maybe Pip Knight's channel because Pip Knight's really good at battling, but otherwise, like, you'll never see this kind of content from any other YouTube channel. Besides Pimp Knight, of course. So now we got Weakness Policy Hawlucha with the Hidden Power Ice. Don't why me. Look, okay, so Smogon thinks it's viable to run Hidden Power Ice on Landorus-T, Hidden Power Ice on Mega Scizor. I don't think it's too far of a stretch to give Hidden Power Ice to a Weakness Policy Hawlucha. Okay, so we're able to beat Landorus-T. That crit didn't matter because I gave myself enough special attack EVs to OHKO max HP Landorus-T after Weakness Policy proc. And now I'm going to go for the Acrobatics at +1 after Intimidate against Toxapex. Do very little damage because it is Toxapex. Now my opponent's gonna go for the Haze to get rid of all of my stat boosts, but we still have Unburden active, so I could easily just click Sword Stance against this Toxapex and go from there. Maybe my opponent doesn't think I'm Sword Stance, or doesn't think I have Sword Stance because I had Weakness Policy, but unfortunately I do have Sword Stance as well, just in case my Weakness Policy isn't enough. And so we're able to get +2 attack. My opponent's gonna go for Recover here, thinking that I really can't touch it, but of course I do have the Sword Stance, and my opponent's gonna Recover. But since we're at +2 now as opposed to +1, we'll be able to chunk down Toxapex way harder than we did originally. Mudsport's going to fade away, unfortunately, but we already activated our Weakness Policy, so it's not too big of a deal. And I'm gonna go for Acrobatics here and do a lot of damage to the Toxapex. That must be a Spadef Toxapex, because I feel like it should have done way less damage, but maybe I'm underestimating Hawlucha. I've never really used Hawlucha in Gen 7, so I'm not really too sure the damage output of it. I know it's really strong, like it's one of the scariest sweepers in Overused, and that's saying a lot because this is Overused we're talking about. Here, I make a pretty big misplay and go for Acrobatics here, so as opposed to clicking Sword Stance. If I click Sword Stance here, I'm pretty sure Acrobatics wouldn't have been able to knock out Toxapex, and I would have been able to keep, you know, pressuring my opponent's team with this Hawlucha. But my opponent's going to choose to switch out here, realizing that this is a losing fight unless he gets a Scald Bird. However, since he got a 10% chance to paralyze, I don't think that was too far of a stretch to get a Scald Bird against Hawlucha. But hey, my opponent chooses to switch in on Tapu Koko here, anticipating Sword Stance, because I don't know why he tried to switch into like a high jump kick or Acrobatics, even though he does resist both my stabs. So I guess this switching doesn't make a little bit of sense. But we're able to get +2. We outspeed Tapu Koko. Time to go for high jump kick. But we miss, and we die. So I'm sorry, Argon. I really wanted this Hawlucha to do more work, but I'm pretty sure high jump kick wouldn't have knocked out Tapu Koko, though it may have because it took some stealth rock damage. I'm not sure though. But either way, like, we would have been able to weaken Tapu Koko. But unfortunately, we miss high jump kick. Not much we can do about that. And I'm forced to bring in Ferrothorn yet again, as my opponent's going to switch out here, revealing that he's likely Choice Specs, because if he wasn't Choice Specs, he would have went for Volt Switch there for sure. But yeah, my opponent's going to bring in Blacephalon here, take some Stealth Rock damage, as I'm going to go for a Leech Seed, anticipating my opponent to want to switch out, because he can't really touch Ferrothorn unless he has the signature Tapu Z move. I forgot what the Z move is called, but it does 75% of your max health, which is pretty cool. Now I'm going to get some Leech Seed health back. Is that really going to help me against Blacephalon, because Blacephalon can OHKO me? And here, I was really close to staying in here and clicking Gyro Ball, but I didn't want to risk that because I already made that kind of play earlier on in the game. So I decided to play it safe, bringing in Pukabuku, because even if he specs, I should be able to tank a Fire Blast after Leech Seed. My opponent reveals to be a Combine set, which is really bad for me because I'm not actually an Underwear Pukabuku. I'm actually Innards Out because I just give it Innards Out because I felt like it would be more useful on this kind of team where you just set up Mudsport and then die. So nice voice crack there, by the way. Before someone leaves a comment, I know it was a nice voice crack, okay? You don't need to leave a comment. My opponent's gonna choose to go for Substitute here, which was really surprising. I just go for Mudsport because I have Innards Out. I'm waiting for my opponent to kill me, right? Because Innards Out is gonna force my opponent to die unless Substitute blocks it. I don't think Substitute blocks Innards Out though. I could be wrong though. I never really tested Innards Out. This is actually my first time using Innards Out because I used Unaware Pukamuku up to this point. So my opponent's gonna reveal to have the Go Z move, which is pretty scary. Like, there's no way Pukamuku is going to live this attack at +1 from Blacephalon. Blacephalon has a higher special attack stat than Alakazam, so Blacephalon hits pretty hard. I don't think I'm going to be able to tank a +1 Never Ending Nightmare. But I mean, at the very least, like, Innards Out's going to guarantee KO him if he KOs me, so I should be in the clear here. My opponent's going to go for the Never Ending Nightmare, but Pukamuku, I underestimated it. We're able to live at 4 HP, and then we're able to set up our Light Screen because we do have the Light Clay with Reflect and Light Screen, and then our last move is Memento. But we didn't even have to rely on Innards Out there because we were able to tank a +1 Never Ending Nightmare from Blacephalon, which was not something I was expecting to happen, but hey, I'm not complaining now. In comes Tapu Koko yet again to reapply the Electric Terrain, probably for his Hawlucha, because we were able to reapply the Mudsport. And now I'm just going to stack up my Pukamuku, no reason not to. I can get some Switch Initiative. If he goes for Roll Switch, my opponent decides to go for T-Bolt instead, surprisingly enough, as we're going to activate Innards Out and do a lot of damage to him. And down goes Pukamuku to the Thunderbolt, but we're able to weaken Tapu Koko slightly, as now I'm going to bring in College Boy, the Pelipper. Now I want to see if we could take a Thunderbolt with Mudsport active and Light Screen. Can we take a Specs Tapu Koko's Thunderbolt with Light Screen as Mudsport active? Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if we can take this Thunderbolt. Will we be able to beat Tapu Koko 1v1? We live it! But we get the 10% chance to get paralyzed! But we're able to activate our weakness policy, but it doesn't even matter because I go for Tailwind, but we get paralyzed, so the Tailwind's literally nullified, and Tapu Koko cannot speed me, and I'll just die. So instead of just sacking up Pelipper, I'm like, this is my last turn of Mudsport, I'm gonna make this shit count, so I'm gonna bring Golduck here, expecting Thunderbolt yet again. My opponent has no reason not to click Thunderbolt here. What? Look at this damage. Look at that damage! Unfortunately, I'm not weakness policy on Golduck. Sorry, guys. I'm actually Symbol Beam on this Golduck. Some of you guys already know what's about to happen. I'm just Water MZ with 3 attacks and Simple Beam. I actually have Sync for Noise, which is a really cool move. Only hits Pokemon with the same typing as you, but it hits Toxapex for super effective damage. So if you actually can predict the Toxapex switch and you can just force it out and then just force like some kills with the Water MZ Hydro Vortex. I don't know. It was a fun meme I thought up of for sure. You guys already know I am like a meme connoisseur. You guys know how I get down. So now we're gonna trace the Simple with Gardevoir after he knocks out Golduck with Thunderbolt. And now my opponent's gonna switch out, realizing that I still have Tailwind active, so I'll be able to outspeed Tapu Koko, and I'll be able to easily take a Thunderbolt because of the light screen. So I'm gonna go for Calm Mind here with my Gardevoir. No reason not to. You should be able to outspeed Tapu Koko and then get our Spadef to +2. So now we're at +2 special attack, +2 Spadef. That is 4 stat changes. That's going to give us 100 base power stored power. And I don't think Toxapex can live 1. I mean, I don't have any special attack investment on this Gardevoir, so it might be able to live, but at +2, at 100 base power stab, I highly doubt I'll be able to live that, as thankfully I get the estimation correct, and down goes the Toxapex without being able to do anything to my Gardevoir. So down goes Toxapex. My opponent's going to be forced to bring in Tapu Koko again because his terrain wears off, and he can't knock out my Gardevoir unless his Hawlucha has his seed consumed, so Acrobatics will knock me out, so definitely understandable. But my opponent's gonna go for Thunderbolt. I'm at +2 Spadef and Light Screen still active, so I love seeing Tapu Koko be absolutely worthless in a game where it should dominate my team, but that's just the power of Mud Sport, ladies and gentlemen. Tapu Koko is gonna go down to the stored power, and my opponent's last Mon is gonna be the Natural Libre, the legit Shiny Hawlucha.
Yeah, Shiny Hawlucha!
Let's go! So we're gonna see if we can tank Acrobatics. I don't know if we'll be able to because Gardevoir is pretty fragile, but I really hope we'll be able to because I do have a lot of HP and defense investment on this Gardevoir. Let's see if we're able to tank this Acrobatics. As we're able to live at 13 HP, eat our Slack Berry, so we're going to give ourselves increased speed. I actually re-EV-trained this Gardevoir to make it more bulky because I realized that giving this thing special attack investment is kind of overkill because like you get stored power and you get like Calm Mind, so I don't know what the point of giving that special attack investment was. But either way, we're able to tank Acrobatics and win the battle with the simple meme Trace Gardevoir strategy. So yeah guys, I told you would love this Wi-Fi battle. If you guys thought tricking a rank target in our recent Wi-Fi battle was impressive, whew, I just surpassed that by using Mud Sport and making Tapu Koko look absolutely worthless. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this Wi-Fi battle against Kelsey. It was very fun. My opponent said that it was like the most fun Wi-Fi battle she's ever had, which is pretty cool. Even though you lose, like you can't help but to laugh when you lose to stuff like that. So I mean, if my opponent got mad at that, then I'm sorry. Like, but yeah, no, she said it was pretty fun, and I'm glad she enjoyed the Wi-Fi battle because I enjoyed it very much. Like this Wi-Fi battle had me so hyped, dude. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this Wi-Fi battle and really want to support my channel, I would appreciate it if you hit the thumbs up button, as it really helps out my channel a lot more than you think, and it's always appreciated. Keeps me motivated to put out these uploads for you guys, and I really appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me lately. It just makes my day a lot better, and I just love you guys. Anyways, the question of the day is going to be, which Pokemon from the Overused tier is your least favorite to play against and gives you the most difficulty when you battle it? Let me know in the comments down below which Pokemon from the Overused tier you despise facing the most, and it's like your Kryptonite, however you pronounce that word. But yeah, I would have to say that recently I've been playing a little bit on the Overused ladder on and off. I'm not saying I'm like highly rated because I don't really want to play this Cancerous tier enough to get highly rated, especially since I'm just testing out memes on Showdown, right? So I have no reason to try to get high ladder. But yeah, I'd have to say some of my least favorite Pokemon to play against in Overused has got to be Zygarde. I know Zygarde isn't really that broken, but just 1000 Arrows literally not having any immunity is just so freaking annoying and just frustrating to play against. I don't know what it is or why Game Freak thought it was a good idea to add that to the game, but yeah, just not a big fan of facing Zygarde. Not because it's just broken, it's just because 1000 Arrows is such a stupid ass move. And I've also faced 1000 waves that it was like 1000 waves Toxic Protect. Like, oh my god, get me out. Another Pokemon I cannot stand playing against, I would say Toxapex, but whenever I face Toxapex on Wi-Fi, it literally just does nothing. But on Showdown, people just like destroy me with it. But it's usually because it's paired with like 5 other defensive Pokemon, which is why it gives me so much difficulty. But if it's Toxapex by itself with like Landorus-T, maybe another Pokemon, I have like no problems dealing with it. But if it's like Celesteela, Toxapex, some like gross ass core, then I'm not really a big fan of facing Toxapex. But if it's just by itself, I'm fine with it. It's just those defensive cores you can make with Toxapex are just really annoying. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below which Pokemon from the overused tier is your least favorite to play against. And yeah, that's gonna be the question of the day. Thank you guys so much for watching till the end of the video. I'll check you guys next time. Bye.